What do you want?
You're listening to the DVM production empire, packed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy.
Welcome to the Stupid Poetry Hour. Brought to you by Splatto, your choice for artisanal paintball guns. We got a great show for you today. We're going to get crazy with some cellos. We're going to go on a trip with some vehicles. And we got ourselves a crazy monkey. So sit back and enjoy the sounds. The sounds of stupid. What's going on, Empire? This is Stupids Talking Stupids on the DVM production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear. And we were the stupid, so you don't have to. We are a couple days late on this recording.
Yep.
But that just means the stupid is going to be all the better.
Sunday Stupid Fun Day.
Which is pretty much every Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah.
You can't do a Sunday Fun Day without doing something stupid.
Yeah.
It's like Sunday Fun Day, I took a nap.
That's what I call Sunday Fun Day.
That's not Sunday Fun Day. That's just everyday fun day.
Well,
every day that you can take a nap is a fun day.
I got ham today, so that's my Sunday Fun Day.
Acting like I don't have ham at home.
I'm just saying.
Coming at me with these fucking allegations of non-ham.
Non-ham.
How dare you?
Sans ham.
It's almost as if you're trying to keep me from having my cello on an airplane.
Oh, if only.
That was a pretty terrible
That was terrible.
But you know what? Sunday Fun Day.
Yep.
This is quite possibly the only time I'd ever agree with someone who got kicked off or who got stopped from going on a plane. And I was like, yeah, they're being reasonable. I don't understand why they're being kicked off. Like, normally people get kicked off of being from airplanes because you're drunk and disorderly. Maybe you have a service animal that's not registered correctly.
Well, you think this is reasonable?
No. I think the passenger, is like reasonable to be upset over.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those things where the passenger.
I was like, what?
Oh, no.
We can do this show anymore. I agree with the airline.
Sunday Fun Day. How about the suppression?
We did something with a monkey the last week.
Mm-hmm.
And that monkey was fine.
Was it?
Well, nobody asked for its papers.
Well, to be fair, the flight attendant did complain that the monkey got loose and went about the cabin, even though it was just hanging out in the dude's shirt the entire flight.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
What would you rather fly next to, a man with a monkey in his shirt or a cello?
Cello.
What about a cello with a monkey in its shirt?
Maybe.
So British Airways stopped musician Jane Bevan. She's a 35-year-old musician based out of Switzerland because she was trying to board a flight from Zurich to Baltimore, where she was attending a course with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. Now, she seemingly did all the right things. She booked a seat for herself and the seat right next to her for her cello.
Yeah, because those are expensive as F.
You do not want to just put it under the plane because, good luck ever. If you are playing with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, even with a class, chances are you take your musicianship seriously.
Yeah.
That's a tool for your job. That's something extremely important. You don't want to leave it to the bag handlers who will just play, hey, let's see which can bounce further.
Yeah, this ball or this cello.
Yeah. So she she used a third-party site called GoToGate, and that's apparently where there's part of the issue. But the British Airways denied her entry to the plane because she booked the flight for the cello, and the cello didn't have a visa.
It's not going to have one.
Well, she shouldn't have booked it as if it's a person, is what they're saying.
Did she, book it as, Charlotte R. Cello? And
of Gettysburg?
Of Gettysburg?
No, she's had, okay, I take that back. Because she booked it under Chuck Cello.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is not the first time she's done this, and it's never been an issue.
Right.
Which is why I just kind of glanced over that. I was like, oh yeah, whatever.
Okay, well, I didn't read that part, and she kind of gets what she deserves. Stop fucking around. Don't call your cello by a name.
Well, I mean, you can book yourself into a hotel as a pseudonym.
Here's a question. Sometimes very large people buy 2 seats.
Right.
Does that half of you have to have its own visa?
Well, if it's for the same person, it's the same visa, so no. But if you're like...
But it's in another seat.
Right, but it's
Like-
still the same person in that seat.
Oh, okay.
If you booked it, like, as Sam, and then the seat next to you as Sam's tummy, Sam's tummy is going to need a visa.
Right.
But if you book both of them as Sam, it's like, well, I mean, he is seated in both of them.
Well, she shouldn't have been all cutesy, but at the same time, they should realize that
Well-
a cello is not going to have a visa.
She booked it, presumably, because if she booked it under her own name for 2 seats, that's probably a way to trigger of saying, oh, she booked 2 on accident, we don't have to give her both seats, and it could be a mess up.
I guess. Do you know when Big Bird travels, Big Bird has its own seat on a plane, first class.
Are we talking about on the show or like the actual costume?
The actual costume.
Okay, because that makes more sense.
Yeah, Big Bird is in first class, and he has his own seat.
Now, is it disassembled, or is someone in the costume like, listen, in order to get this seat, you have to be in there?
I don't know, but if I walked onto a flight and I had to walk back to coach like through first class, and I'm like, oh, Big Bird's in first class. God damn it!
Is that why I couldn't get my upgrade?
I'd be like,
That fucking bird?
no,
You
I'd
fly!
be like, do you know Elmo?
I was back in coach. Yeah! Like, oh, your voice got deep. I'm pretty angry right now.
Elmo don't make bird money. I don't know. I think the whole thing's a little... I mean, at the same time, don't be a cutesy asshole, because this shit happens to you. But at the same time, the cello's not going to have a passport.
But here's where I start to side with her. She booked this, and then in a month in advance, she called British Airways and said, this is what I've done. I'm bringing in my cello. Is there an issue? And they said, no, that's fine.
I named it.
You've done everything you're supposed to do.
Right.
The problem is when she got there and she checked in, because she booked it under a name, it triggered in the system as a person who requires a visa.
Yeah, it probably needs a number. It probably needs a barcode. It probably
Right.
needs, you know...
But my question is, why can't you just say, well, this person's not on the plane? Problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, well, you have to have a visa for it. Okay.
Well,
Well,
let's pretend that Chuck Cello didn't show up.
Oh, well, then we have someone on standby.
No. Cancer kid
Yeah.
on the way to Texas or Baltimore.
To learn what the...
It's like,
Baltimore
no,
Symphony
I'm
Orchestra.
sorry, sweetheart, you can't. I know they said that he didn't check in, but it was just she was being real cute and named her cello Chuck. I know. No, I know you're in pain, but this cello has to go.
You could have a life-saving operation.
Yeah, no, she's got to bring her cello.
And see, she informed GoToGate, the third party that she used to book the seat, that it was indeed a cello.
Right.
So this is one of those things where everyone's in communication. Everyone knows everything going on.
Just someone's being a dick.
And then someone at British Airways decided that,
Nope.
yeah, we're not going to do this.
There's always one.
Yeah, it's so.
We
it's such a
we
stupid
flew.
problem.
So we flew to Pittsburgh.
With your cello.
No. We flew to Pittsburgh once, and the whole thing was because my friend's mom worked for an airline, so we got a deal on the tickets.
Okay.
But basically they structured the trip so that we had like supposedly a layover or something
Okay.
we were supposed to go somewhere else. Basically what was happening was we were supposed to do it like Chicago to Pittsburgh to like Indiana or something, and then whatever made this trip cheaper.
Okay.
We were not going to actually go to Indiana.
So you booked something with a connecting flight and just got off on the first thing.
Right.
Okay. We'll circle back to that.
Right. We did not end up going to Indiana. We were never going to Indiana, but this made the trip cheaper, so she did it. I don't know how it made it cheaper, it just did. We then go back to get on our flight in Pittsburgh, and because I was dumb and I didn't realize what was going on, my connecting ticket thing was still there. And she's like, what happened to the Indiana leg or something like that? And I go, I didn't go. She's like, well, that's what made this cheaper. And I'm like, I know, but I didn't go. And then she threw a whole hissy fit. And because it was an employee thing, she then got on the phone.
Oh, okay.
And then made a whole big deal about it.
Abuse of power. All that
I'm like, you asshole. You know?
Yeah.
I go, how about I just didn't go? Because my friend Bernie and his girlfriend, they had remembered to take the thing off. I didn't. I go, they went, I didn't go.
Right.
Yeah, but now that's a huge difference in price and blah, blah. I'm like, how about you work for the same company as this person? Why not, cut them some slack?
Did they charge you more?
They were going to, but then somebody got on the phone with somebody and just said, forget about it. Because probably what happens was she was like, fuck, airline busybody.
Right.
Because there's always got to be some stickler,
Like, I am the last bastion of safety.
Of safety and order for this airline. But yeah, they could have just said, so-and-so didn't show up. You can put your cello there.
They had, it's funny you brought up that story because it reminds me of, there was a huge legal kerfuffle a couple of years ago about
Not a kerfuffle.
It was a kerfuffle. It was almost a bamboozlement.
Ooh.
So this guy made an app called Skip Legged, and it was a way to compare flights. And he did it the exact same way that you guys did it, where the app made it so if you were flying from New York to Austin, right, it would compare the cheapest prices from New York to Austin to wherever else. So like Austin was the part where you just get off. It was a connecting flight, but you just didn't take the second leg. And it was saving so much money to do it. Like, he was doing it for years, and people were getting pissed off about it the same way they're getting pissed off about you.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's, manipulating the system, blah, 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 blah. That he got in a lot of trouble for making this app, because essentially it was showing everyone the way to
game the system.
Yeah, game the system. It's like counting cards. With the casino.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're doing it and you're winning, but you're breaking their rules, so they don't want you there.
Right.
But I guess the way it's cheaper is with connecting flights. With the direct flight, it's like you have these expenditures and whatever. But with connecting flights, you can get, I guess, more people on them or something. So like when you're flying to somewhere, but then that flight is also going to go somewhere else afterwards, it's a way to make sure flights are full.
But that's what's so dumb is because it was cheaper for us, because I remember it was like Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So like it's cheaper for me
because
to fly to Pittsburgh.
It's not
to come back to Indianapolis.
Because Indianapolis is not as busy to them. So if you put a plane there, you have to get a full plane to come back.
Right.
In order for you to like make sure you make the most money. If you're flying into a smaller airport, you're only gonna, let's say you fit 100 people on one airplane.
Right.
They fly in with 100 and they leave with like 30. That's 70 people that they are missing out on.
Yeah.
And especially if 20 of those have also been yes. If 20 of those are the people that are doing the skip leg thing. Then it's like all this is booked and then there's no one here for it. And then they have this accountability thing where they have a passenger list and then no one's here and then what's going on.
Right.
And then it creates a issue for them.
Well, that would be probably disconcerting. Like, all of a sudden there's like 10 people who just did not get on that plane.
Right. So, like, if you imagine...
Why isn't somebody on this plane?
Now, obviously, this is one of those things where if you are flying, if you're planning on doing this, I recommend doing this.
Sure.
Because it's going to save you money. You're getting the same flight, the same service. However, you cannot check a bag if you do this. Because your bag will end up in the final destination.
Yep.
So if you're doing this for like a weekend, make sure you have a carry-on or pay for Chuck Cello's seat and do it that way.
Yeah.
Because you will not get your bag.
Right.
It will be in the final location. And if you try to take, like if your bag gets sent off, to the coast,
Yeah.
and you're in the middle of the country, you're like, hey, can you send it back to me? No, they're not gonna really have a lot of sympathy for you.
No.
You chose not to get on your flight, so all the money that you saved.
We'll go into replacing your clothes.
Yeah. Speaking of replacing clothes, there's pretty much two themes when it comes to vehicles.
That did not connect at all.
Well, neither did the flight.
True. Boom. Go ahead.
There it is.
There it is. Speaking of non-connections, vehicles.
I'm gonna go ahead and flip an imaginary coin in my head so we can find out where to start with this, because there's a vehicular duality, if you will. It's just fun to say.
Yep.
So whether you will or won't, but we're gonna flip a coin in my head. I got it. Heads or tails? Which one do you want to start with?
Heads.
Ooh, speaking of using your head, a woman was injured after being run over by her own car at a red light.
Now, how is this?
Now, you might think, oh, this is a different kind of headline. She's run over by her own car. Maybe someone was driving it.
Nope.
Maybe, the brakes failed.
Nope.
Maybe her gas cap was open. Someone pointed it out, and she jumped out of her car but didn't put it in park, and the car started rolling forward, and then she tried to jump back in the car, and then it hit her and ran over her.
That's the one.
Ah.
That matches the podcast.
Jesus. A Washington State driver's dash cam recorded the moment that
At least
this
he would
woman...
have taken the wheel. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. A woman, you see the video, there's a guy she's in the right lane, a guy pulls up in the left lane, kind of points at her gas tank, and says, hey, gas tank's open. Think this is a nice person? Great. I'm going to put my car in park real quick, hop out, put this in before the light changes, and then when it's a day. She did not put her car in park. She's just like, oh, there's something wrong with my car. Let me get out and take care of it immediately. Didn't put it in park, so she gets back to it, and as she's closing the door, the car is rolling forward. She goes to hop back in, which everyone tries to do. Like, you see videos of like a rolling car. Someone will try to hop back in. Sometimes they're successful. Sometimes they miss. Yeah, she kind of missed. Like, the door was open, so she tried climbing in, like holding the door, and that she's not like diving through the window like a crazy person,
Right? Not like some idiot.
Oh yeah, but she decided to. I guess she kind of inadvertently decided to get run over by her own car. She only got hit by her back left tire, so not that big of a deal.
Not big deal. It's fine.
No, she's fine. She didn't get seriously injured or anything, but she did get run over both legs, and it went right up over her buttock. So the lower part of her body got run over.
Okay.
And thankfully, it's the back of the car, so there's a lot less weight. Because if you get run over by the front of the car, that's where the engine is.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fucked. But if you get run over by the back, it's gonna hurt a lot. You might break something, but barring a crazy positioning on where the tire goes, I don't think you're gonna have any serious physical injuries.
Right.
She might get traumatized when she's at the gas pump.
Yeah.
Or maybe at red lights.
Probably from now on.
Or like when she decides to jump out of her car. Like, she'll get home, she'll park, put the emergency brake on, pull the keys out.
Remembering that time she
like,
was
open
really
the car
dumb.
door and just kind of like, you know how people test the wind, they lick their finger and hold it up in the air? She like lick her finger and touch the ground.
Moving?
Just touch the ground. Like, is it
moving?
Is it moving? But the other side of this, because it is vehicular.
She got fucked by her car.
She did get fucked by her car. So you know what you should do? Instead of letting the car fuck you, you fuck the car.
Yeah.
You shouldn't fuck the car.
No, don't do that. Don't fuck a car.
But an Ohio man was arrested for being accused of trying to have sex with a parked van. So, at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. So this isn't even like, 3 a.m. on a Saturday after an all-night bender.
No,
this is a work. This is a work night.
It's not a work night. Hey, he wanted to go find some companionship. He thought that van's right for me.
I mean, I guess not to be fair, but in his defense, he was drunk. And
good Lord.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever gotten so Tuesday drunk that I wanted to have sex. No, I can say with a certainty, I've never been so Tuesday drunk I want to have sex with a car, or a van, or a truck.
I was going to say, you had to think about that? Because you're like, there was that one day.
I mean, I've been drunk enough to do stupid things, but I was trying to compare it in my head real quick.
Look at that Grand Caravan.
Ooh, look at that Ram, but you can't dodge this.
It wants it. It wants it.
He...
What was it? Was it like the grill? Was it the...
Yeah, so the woman that called the police on it said that she saw him pull his shorts down and place his genitals in the front grill of the van. And he did it for a while, and then appeared to pass out in a nearby yard. So he fucked it and passed out, which is, the common, you have sex and you're like, time to go to sleep.
Time to sleep.
But they give
I just hope that
I would love to hear his side.
What is the problem?
Sir.
What?
Sir, you can't do it. You need to put your pants back on.
Me and his van, we're in love.
Sir, I understand that, but that is not your van.
It doesn't have to be. Nothing belongs to anybody. Love is love.
Sir, that van belongs to this woman right here, and she would really like it if you were...
She gonna love it the way I do? Ma'am, are you gonna love this van the way I do?
I don't know you!
You don't know your van. You don't know what it wants. It told me.
Sir, the van did not tell you anything.
Van told me, it said, she does terrible things to it.
Sir, what kind of drugs have you done this evening?
I don't do drugs. I'm all about hugs, not drugs, right,
okay.
Van?
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about.
Have you been drinking?
Probably.
All right, how much have you had to drink?
Bunch.
When you say a bunch, what would you say is a bunch?
Like more than a lot, and then less than a little bit.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do anything illegal. It's not like I'm driving a car.
No, sir.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Sir, you're publicly exposing yourself and fornicating with a...
People couldn't see it. People can't look at our love.
This woman called it in. She saw it perfectly. And
it's okay for the gays to get married.
Well, sir, that's a completely different thing. Those are humans. They're people. They deserve to have happiness.
Are you saying that Charlene is not a person?
Who's Charlene, sir?
She's the van.
Okay, sir, you can't name someone's van.
I named your van. I did more than just that to your van.
Sir, I understand, which is why we're here. You are having some issues understanding that this is not your property.
Ask it who it would rather be with.
Sir, I'm not going to ask a van.
Ask the van.
Sir, I'm not going to talk to an inanimate object.
You don't even want her side of the story.
All right.
You don't even talk about how she was asking for it.
All right, van. Do you like what happened?
She doesn't like the tone of your voice.
Okay, well, see, since I didn't get an answer out of it, I can only assume that it's too terrified to answer because it has been traumatized by you sexually assaulting
So now
it.
you're saying it's a person.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to I'm trying to make you understand.
We turn.
Sir, is that a gun on you?
What?
I would love to hear this, because the only part of the story is there was a woman that called it in. They caught the guy, and she gave her account of he fucked the van and then fell asleep in the yard. That's it. I would love to see his statement on it.
That is a crazy Tuesday.
Like at 8:00. What were you doing all day? That 8:00. You're like, let's do it.
Time to get vehicular.
Man. Vehicular van slaughter.
Oh.
I mean, is this
I don't even know.
Is this like a sleepwalking thing?
He's sitting there, he's walking down the street, looks over at the van. Bow, bow, bow. I've been really trying. It's like, look at it. It winked at me. No, it's just got one headlight out. It winked at me.
It keeps on signaling me over. No, he's trying to turn. It's signaling me. Are you horny? Beep. Yeah, you are.
I knew it. You know, the other thing, too, is like...
Oh, yeah, let me see your airbags. Pull them out.
First of all, that couldn't have felt very good.
No.
You know, I mean, I thought he would go... Like, when I first read the article, I thought he would, like, go for, like, the obligatory, like, gas can.
Gas can, or maybe, I don't know, one of the seats inside.
Yeah, nope. Fucking that grill.
God, it's all sharp plastic and metal.
Yeah.
And if they were driving recently, it was probably warm, which is like, oh, she's warm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That van knew what it wanted.
You see that paint job? Slut.
Asking for it. Terrible.
Maybe even like the spare tire on the back. If it's like a conversion van that has a wheel well on the back, maybe.
But
no,
we're gonna go for the jagged hard plastic.
It's like going into a kitchen, looking in the refrigerator, seeing all these foods that are shaped like vagina, and then going for the knife drawer.
What vagina-shaped foods are there?
I don't know. Veal? An Arby's sandwich?
True. You're right. I take it back.
A warmed-up cantaloupe? Really old ham? I don't know.
You know,
vagina
sandwich.
foods.
One of the vagina food groups. It's a pyramid now. It's not just 4.
Yeah. Come on. Title 9.
Flip that pyramid over. What's it look like?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
An upside-down pyramid.
That's it.
Jesus Christ.
Take the wheel. But stop the car first.
Because this is my song.
This is my song.
Speaking of my song.
Oh, here it is.
Maybe you heard that fantastic jazz beat poetry intro we had going on.
Clink, clank, clank, clong.
Did you love that intro song?
Want to know where you can get it? Download it on your iTunes.
Well, you can't get it on iTunes yet.
You will be.
But you can get it on a website for a zoo. There's a zoo that is releasing this song as a way of donations to help the zoo along.
You know what it is too? That's a zookeeper who was a failed businessman in music. Like he was gonna be the next Berry Gordy, but now he's found Clue the orangutan.
Oh, you spoiled it.
I didn't spoil it.
Yeah, so this song, that intro song that you heard, is actually the debut single by Clue the orangutan from South Australia. There was a zookeeper who decided to let him go crazy on a... What? What with your stupid little giggle face are you trying to say right now?
His debut album, Mo Bananas, Mo Problems.
Jesus Christ. That's what I stopped mid-sentence for. I hope you're happy. The cash... He could probably sign to the Cash Monkey Millionaires. So yeah, there's... They used an app on an iPhone. It's like a music app, and he would just I saw a video of him essentially playing this music. Is the orangutan just sticking his finger through his cage and hitting the phone in random places, and then the trainer gives him a treat. So it's like, yeah, it's his debut single. He played this music. It's like, no, you fed him treats to make him poke a phone.
To poke a phone. That's about
But
it.
no, it's his debut single. Just the way they frame. If they would have done like, hey, look, we can get him to play music. It's kind of funny, and called it a day. They'd been one thing,
Right.
but they recorded this
And they're going to sell it.
They are selling it. Sure, it's for good reason. Like they're selling it on the zoo's website to support the zoo's 3 Sumatran orangutans. But yeah, so the way this guy talks about it, primate keeper Peej Olyanek, the way he described this song is just what pisses me off. There are certainly nods to a couple of classic jazz songs in there. I can hear a bit of Pink Panther theme, and I think there's a bit of The Way You Look Tonight as well.
Oh, you're an idiot.
This is the kind of person who would require an artisanal paintball gun.
Yeah.
Like, can't you see it's a rescue? It's better. Like, shut the fuck up. This isn't a thing. Just because you talk about it like you're a pretentious asshat doesn't mean it's a thing. This is why I don't like painting art. When people are like, you can tell it's so great. Like, shut the fuck up. It's red and there's a couple dots on it.
Gonna have a follow-up album. Get bananas or die trying.
I just hate you so much.
You can do one with Dr. Dre called Potassium. Anyway.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Because I feel like in a minute from now, you're going to be like, but then you could have the greatest hits album called, and then say something stupid as well.
King Kong LP. Anyway, go ahead.
Like, you can't have the King Kong LP be the name of the greatest hits album.
Okay.
That's so... It's like you're not even trying to make orangutan albums now. How dare you? How dare you besmirch Clue?
He's an artist. He's just hungry. He's not an artist. He's hungry.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, if you do this, I'll give you food. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Musicianship.
And then the monkey's like sitting back. The monkey's back at the enclosure. They're like, "What was he doing?" Oh, he was making me play music for food. I kind of did a little weird, a little weird jazz thing. A little bit of The Way You Look Tonight.
Mixed with the Pink Panther theme.
Mixed with the Pink Panther theme.
I want it to be,
He went fucking crazy.
It's a bit of a classic, but yet contemporary. I
was just mucking around.
I hate you so much. Just everything that you stand for. I mean, the orangutan is incredibly intelligent. And I will say the monkeys and orangutans and the like, they can be incredibly intelligent. Like, what's the Coco the gorilla?
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that learned sign language?
Yeah. I believe so.
These are not just dumbass animals that are like just live to eat food and sleep.
Well,
and fuck
no, I
bands.
mean they're a couple rungs below us on an evolutionary scale. That's why I always love people doing. I'm gonna evolve from monkeys. Blah blah. What do you got against monkeys?
I don't know. Look at them just sitting there recording jazz songs.
Dude, the only thing I miss is the ability to I wish I could grip things and swing from trees with my with a tail.
Yeah, I mean they share 97% of their DNA with humans.
Yeah. And
I know a lot of stupid people.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they might be like 100%. They just don't have to shave as much.
They're like a little. Well, I know some people who don't shave, and you'd be surprised. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, they did the trainer. While he wasn't prepared to claim the recording as a world first, but he did say that the multi-tracking a song with drum and piano may be the world first. So the recording of orangutan making music, maybe not, but we did multi-track it with multiple instruments. So they essentially got him to play. You pull up the app and would just have him fuck around for a few minutes. It's like a 4.5-minute song.
Right.
We just used the 30-second snippet I could stand to listen to. But it's pretty much that throughout. You can tell it's the equivalent of if you sat a toddler down at a piano who's never played piano in their life, just sat them down in front of it, and they started to realize that if you poke something, it makes noise. That's what it is.
Right.
Yay!
Yay. And the next monkey's going to be up there going, banana, banana. Sorry.
I will leave and make you record the rest of this by yourself.
I'll do it. Be like, he's gone. Him and his stupid glasses.
Speaking of stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
I can't believe we have to talk about this again. This is now the second time we've talked about something and then a week later have to expand on it.
Yep.
Because something else happened.
Some other idiot.
But this has a lot less fucking of students in it. This just has...
Well, you know what, though? This is a little bit more skill.
Yeah,
There's a lot of skill in this, stupid.
I mean...
Like, you try to do this. I couldn't catch one.
Well, I don't think I could even do it...
Why is the thing, pecking the crap out of him? You know?
Well, before we go on about it, we'll just talk about...
What was the original story?
Original story was that Florida wildlife officials have asked people to stop painting turtles.
Right. Easy to catch.
Yes.
Super slow.
Right.
This is...
Florida wild officials ask vandals to stop painting birds.
Who's painting a bird?
I don't know, but they have a bird that's bright orange. Like, you remember after the oil spills, you see pelicans just covered in oil?
Yeah.
Orange spray paint instead.
But my whole thing is you had to get up close enough.
Right.
You had to either hold it down or catch it and spray paint it or whatever.
Yeah, I
and
mean...
these birds aren't going to just sit there and let that happen.
These are the kind of birds... It's a white ibis bird was found painted, and his beak is like as long as my hand. Like that motherfucker can stab you.
Yeah. Maybe they just found the one passive bird. It's like, yeah, okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they found it when he was sleeping and they grabbed it by his neck and spray painted and then ran away.
Oh.
Listen,
Asshole.
this is a terrible thing. But this is now multiple times, multiple instances with multiple different
Florida,
animals.
stop painting things.
Like, what the fuck, Florida? What is your deal? Painting turtles, I can't get it. It's a turtle, I painted it. Okay, stop doing that. That's terrible for it. You can probably kill it. Okay, so we could paint birds instead? No.
What are you doing? You said we can't paint the turtles anymore, so I got to express myself somehow.
You're not supposed to paint anything.
No. I won't be. I have my artistic integrity stifled.
Why don't you paint it on a wall?
What, it just sits there and does nothing? Stupid wall.
Okay, why don't you paint it on a painting that you can move around?
No. That's not my medium. I knew that when I wanted to become an artist, it was going to be paint wildlife or don't paint at all.
Why don't you just paint a picture of a bird and then paint that bird?
Why don't you just go shoot yourself in the face?
Okay, well I feel like that's a gross exaggeration of the process.
That's how I feel artistically.
Okay, well you need to stop being artistic.
I feel like compromising my artistic vision, which is to paint wildlife, literally.
Man.
I want to go paint that. I heard about a monkey. Monkey plays music. I'm going to go paint that monkey.
Paint me like one of your French girls. Okay, well, I actually paint the girls.
Yeah, he's like, shh, and he runs.
So you just...
Bonjour! Runs.
Instead of holding out, like, some food to hand it... Or, like, you hold out, like, a mini piano, like, huh, you want to play this? You want to play this? Ha, you're blue! Now you can play the jazz.
Now you can play it.
That their jazz music being all blue and shit. One quick story I want to bring up, just because it's kind of funny. Across the pond, we have a Mississauga teenager who called the police. She called 911 saying her parents forced her to go on vacation. I'm sorry, it's not even across the pond. I'm sorry. I was thinking of another story. This one is in Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah, her parents took her on a vacation to a rental college in Trent River, east of Peterborough, and she called the cops and said, hey, they took me on vacation. So the cops show up and they're like, so, what happened here? They made me go on vacation. And the parents like, yeah, we went on vacation.
And she didn't want to go?
Yeah, she just didn't want to go. Has there ever been anything that you did with your parents that, what's the worst thing you've done to not do something with your parents? Like, whether it's to go on a vacation, go to church, go to, what's the thing that you've done? I mean, I think the worst thing I've ever done was probably just throw a huge tantrum about something. Maybe slam some doors or break some stuff. Like little things.
No, I think I didn't want to go to something, and I was like stomping off or something like that, and I think I slipped a little bit down like a couple of stairs. You know how you slip a little bit down the stairs, but you catch yourself? And then I just like went the rest of the way. Like I caught myself, and then I went the rest. I don't think I could go. Dude,
so funny you should bring that up because it triggered my memory of this. I was sick as a kid. I had some kind of cold, and my mom was trying to give me medicine. I didn't want to have this medicine. So I turned my nose up at it, and so my face is like facing up, my eyes are closed. I'm walking away, going, "No, nope, I don't want this."
Oh, I think you told me this story.
Yeah, because
I love it because I can picture it.
I brought this story up in my stand-up because it's me being an asshole as a kid. So I turn my nose up to my mom, going, "Nope, I don't want it." I start walking away, and someone left the door to the basement open, and there was probably about 20 stairs, and we had just ripped the carpet up because they were redoing it. So it's just all wooden stairs with metal brackets on the end of them. And so instead of taking medicine, I fell down all these stairs and just busted my face open. I'm bloody and crying. I'm on the bottom of the stairs. My mom comes down and gets me, brings me back upstairs and sits me on the couch. And mind you, like, my face is just... My mom has this picture somewhere. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm bloody, crying, got snot coming down everywhere, just a fucking mess. My mom comes back, and I think she's going to have like a first aid kit or some ice, something to make it better.
Medicine.
No, she just goes, look at me, and just, I hear a chick. She took a fucking picture of me. To this day, she swears it was for the doctors or for insurance or some kind of thing.
It was
I'm just like,
you
yeah, it's just like one of those things.
the
Like,
rest of your life.
so every time I'd be like, I don't want to do something, she'll just pull the picture up, be like, or do you? And then, like, to an outside observer, they'd be like, is she threatening to beat the shit out of her child? It's like, no, I'm threatening to leave the basement open and he'll walk down like an idiot. I don't want to clean my room. You sure you want to go to the basement real quick?
Yeah, I tried. My sister got married in, like, Alabama. And
Oh, the scenic area?
and I did not want to go, and I tried my hardest, but I was all set to, like, and even she had said, look, because it was like my senior year of high school,
All right.
and I had a show to do. Well, I had been cast in a show.
So you legitimately had other stuff to do. It
Yeah.
wasn't like you're just like, I don't want to
Yeah,
go.
and it had been moved because of we were in the playoffs, so they moved
In your production?
No, for football. We were in playoffs, so they moved the show so that it wouldn't conflict with the game.
Oh, okay.
Because
I was like, what kind of playoffs do you have for your drama club?
No. Well, no, because parking would have been a nightmare.
True.
In the school. So they moved it back a week. They moved the play back a week, which ended up on the week of the wedding.
Okay.
And I was this close to trying to find some way out of it. I was like, I'm going to find something. I got to find something. And then I made a comment about not wanting to go. And my mom goes, all right, you don't have to go. And I was like, yes, I'm going to have a cast party too. You know, whatever. And then she goes, but if you miss your sister's wedding, I'm not sure how I'll look at you again. And I'm like, oh, God. It's like, play that trump card. I'm like, I got to go.
Ugh. It's like, I can do whatever I want, but God forbid I disappoint my mom.
Yeah. I'm like,
that'd be the fucking worst thing I could do. I mean, you can murder someone, but if you don't go to your sister's wedding, your mom will be pretty disappointed.
Pretty disappointed in me.
I mean, you could fuck a van on a Tuesday night, and it'd be less of an impact.
Less of an impact than that.
Than you not going to a wedding.
Which was stupid to begin with.
So why don't they just have one here?
It's ridiculous. I got criticized by some Southern woman for not closing my eyes during the prayer.
How did she know?
Exactly what I said to her.
Ooh.
I said, well, then someone else's eyes must not have been closed too. And I could have walked away.
It's like, no, I had to get a retinal scanner.
Yeah.
And if it registers anyone.
Yeah. Doubtful.
Hey, man.
The main source of employment in that area was a chicken factory. So
they're pretty scientifically advanced down there.
Yeah.
Like, they got indoor and outdoor water.
Mm-hmm.
So...
whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they got.
They got a ray of light?
I do. I do have a ray of light.
Good.
And it works with the unfortunate times we're living in.
The van and the guy got married.
And they're expecting a clown car.
Expecting a little baby van.
Like those little type push cars. She gave birth to a pair of Power Wheel twins.
Power wheels.
And just
Power wheel.
he just Hot Wheels all over his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Pennzoil? Anyway.
Oh, Jesus. In Tenino, Washington, there was a family that went on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
They were camping in the mountains for the weekend.
Each other.
Nope, and
Light.
a bunch of overpopulation solved. 2 people are gone. No, this is actually a bunch of terrible racist pieces of shit decided to paint. They spray painted vulgar and racist messages on the side of their house and their truck, complete with the N-word and the letters KKK.
Oh, wow.
Ray of light. No.
I was like, where are we going with this?
Before they got back,
They learned how to read.
They went to the mountains to learn how to read.
Yeah.
There's a spirit quest with the reading rainbow. No, the neighborhood.
It's in a book. Anyway.
The neighborhood got together. It's a very small town, so a bunch of the people that lived in the town, including some of the police officers, got together and repainted the house before the family got back, so the kids would not be exposed to that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. So, you have at least one terrible fucking person who just needs to get the fuck over themselves.
Right.
Just completely fucking up someone's house and their car, or their I think you said, the truck.
So, who did that? Well, Petey, town racist. It's okay. We're going to fix it up for him. Honey, was the house always blue?
No, it wasn't.
That's weird.
I could have sworn it was yellow when we left.
I thought it was yellow, too. Oh, well.
Hmm.
Looks better this way.
Yeah, it does. It really matches the sky.
Thank God for racism.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to do it.
Blue power.
Oh, man.
No, it's great that a community was able to help out a family like that.
Right.
To do something that they weren't asked to do.
Right.
It wasn't a reactionary thing of the family has to deal with this. It's let's take care of this so the kids aren't exposed to this.
So they were gone for a week?
They were gone for a few days out camping in the mountains.
That's probably the weirdest thing too, because people keep driving by. It's like, do you see that? See that house? They must not be home because nobody's reported anything, and they don't seem like they're gonna take it down anytime soon. All right, well, let's do it for them.
It doesn't say that the family is black, but you can kind of gather it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I imagine that someone stupid enough to do this would probably also do it to a white person's house.
Yeah.
Just because they're so fucking stupid.
So stupid.
But I'm glad that this community got together to take care of this, because that's a really great. It's hard to have good neighbors anymore, because people get very standoffish.
We know them, the people next to us.
Yeah.
Because my mom goes to Bible study or some shit with us.
So how long have you lived in this neighborhood?
4 years.
4 years, and you know one neighbor.
Yeah.
Man. Because
we talked to the guy, because we share the mailbox thing.
Right.
I talked to him once.
Right.
But they're a young couple.
And that was kind of on accident, oh no, we both need our mail.
He asked me if he could fix because there was the piece of wood, because the mailman had hit the post in the wintertime.
Okay. Are you sure it was the mailman? It wasn't the snowplow fucking stuff up?
I don't know, but I think it was the mailman.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it was a snowplow.
Well, at any rate, he wanted to fix it. He wanted to get it because the piece of wood had been eaten away a little bit and everything like that. And
right.
He asked me if I'm like, yeah, man, fix it, go for it, and whatever. That was the first time I had talked to him, but we talked to them a little bit, and she's nicest old lady in the world,
right.
Was helping me with my tire when I had to fix my tire.
Oh,
she brings over the jack and she starts cranking it up. I'm like, I got it. She
comes back with a platter that has a thing of iced tea and some sandwiches.
No, she does. They've got this huge garden.
Okay.
Every time I come home, we've got more zucchini and more squash. She just leaves them in a bag on the porch.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to take I just want to be enough with the zucchini and the squash. We're good. But I'm always I told my mom, I said, next year we're going to have a farmer's market. We'll just turn it around. We'll cut her in. But
Yeah, she 15%.
yeah, but yeah, we get zucchini and squash all the time.
Yeah, because some people when they plant the gardens, they'll overplant.
Well, no, just zucchini and squash are ridiculously easy to grow.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll plant so much
Right.
that it's literally too much to use. We had a garden in the backyard when I was living at home. We were in high school. And my stepmom was growing giant zucchinis and eggplants and stuff. I remember we'd have like stuffed eggplants for dinner. That's like stuff that we grew in the garden. It was really good having the fresh vegetables right
We
there.
get those big baseball bat zucchinis.
Yep.
Those are real good because you could do, it's my recipe hour. You do get one of those big ass zucchinis and those big ass squashes. You cut a slice of it, and you get like a portobello mushroom.
Okay.
And you put like balsamic vinegar on it, and you grill them, and then like get an onion, like a big ass onion, cut it, it's a big slice.
So is this your big ass cooking show?
And then you stack it, and you like put a bunch of balsamic vinaigrette on it, and take it in. It's the best. It's the best.
That was like the worst cooking shows. Everything was the measurements were big ass and a bunch of, and then you take it and it's awesome.
Want me to go back to monkey puns?
I mean, at least those were intelligible
You
to a
shut your
degree.
mouth. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's fine.
Do they?
They do.
But do they?
But do they?
It makes me wonder.
Shit. That's going to do it for this week. Stupid talking stupid.
All right.
Where can they find us online?
You can find us individually on Twitter at Patrick Newsom 42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's me. Follow the entire DVM production empire at the DVMPE. You can follow this podcast at Stupids Tweeting, or look for us on Facebook, searching Stupids Talking Stupid.
And you can find all the other stuff on dvmpe.com.
Empire.
All the new shows are coming back soon, so we're getting ready for Flash. We're getting ready for probably about a month. Got a month before Flash and Arrow come back.
Yeah, it's the end of September.
End of September. So if you guys were like, oh, we only get one podcast a week with Patrick and Bear, we totally want 3. You'll get it. But that is going to do it for this week. For Stupid Talking Stupid, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
And we'll talk to you later.